Story time!
Disney's Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers The Missing Egg Caper by Suzanne Wayne, illustrated by Paul Edwards.
What a beautiful day, said Chip one spring morning. I'll say, agreed Dale. Good morning, Mrs. Birdsley, he called to a bluebird sitting on a nearby nest. How are your eggs coming along? Just fine, thank you, chirped Mrs. Birdsley. They will be hatching any day now. As Mrs. Birdsley lifted a wing to check on her eggs, the sky suddenly grew dark. Chip and Dale looked up and saw a terrifying sight. Huge rats soared through the sky on hang gliders. Watch out! Dale cried as a rat swooped down past Chip's head. The rats began snatching the birds' nests. Mrs. Birdsley and the other birds tried desperately to fight off the rats and protect their eggs. Chip and Dale ran to help the birds, but it was no use. They were no match for the ferocious rats. Then, just as suddenly as they had appeared, the rats flew off, taking the nests and the eggs with them. The birds stared off into the sky as the rats disappeared. What shall we do? Cried Mrs. Birdsley. How will we ever get our eggs back? Chip put his arm around Mrs. Birdsley. Don't worry, Mrs. Birdsley. We will find your eggs and we will bring them home safe and sound. Then Chip turned to Dale and said, This sounds like a job for the rescue rangers. Organize the troops. Dale found Monterey Jack, Zipper, and Gadget and brought them back to headquarters to make plans. Okay, rescue rangers, said Chip. Let's spread out over the city and search for the eggs. I'll take the south side, and Monterey Jack, you look on the north side. Zipper, you cover the west side, and Gadget, you take the east side. What about me? Asked Dale as everybody began to leave. You search the middle, Chip called over his shoulder. The rescue rangers searched high and low, but they didn't turn up any clues. When they returned to their headquarters, they were tired and discouraged. It's no use, said Gadget. Those eggs seem to have vanished completely. We have to think of something, said Dale. We promised Mrs. Birdsley. You are right, agreed Chip, but we may have to get some help. Just then, a delivery truck sped by. As it zoomed around the corner, the back door flew open and several books fell out. Chip ran over and examined the books. These books might be just the thing to help us solve this mystery. Follow me. Chip took the books and led the rescue rangers to a sewer grate. Gadget, said Chip, do you have any ideas how we can get down into the sewer to talk to Sewer Al? Sewer Al? Shrieked Dale. Why would we want to talk to that creep? Because Sewer Al knows a lot of bad guys, the kind of guys who would steal birds' eggs. Chip explained. He loves books more than anything in the world. If we offer him these, maybe he'll tell us something that will help us find the eggs. Meanwhile, Gadget had found a glove in a nearby dustbin. This should do the trick, she said, as she unraveled the wool from the glove. Gadget tied one end of the wool to the sewer grate. Then, one by one, the rescue rangers climbed down the wool into the sewer. At the bottom, they found a pair of old shoes. The rescue rangers hopped into one shoe and floated off to look for Sewer Al. It wasn't long before they found Sewer Al's home. Chip knocked on the door. Yoo-hoo! Sewer Al! Can you come out and talk to us? Sewer Al opened the door to his house and hissed at the rescue rangers. Scram, he said. Go away. Beat it. Okay, we'll leave, said Chip. We just thought you might want these books of ours. But if you're too busy, give them to me, said Sewer Al as he tried to grab the books. Not so fast, said Chip, holding on to the books. We have a question to ask you. What do you know about the huge rats who fly on hang gliders and steal bird eggs? Sewer Al looked around nervously. I do seem to recall being hired by somebody to steal hang glider kits from a hobby store, he said. Now give me the books. Not until you tell us who hired you, Chip demanded. All right, snapped Sewer Al. It was Fat Cat. The rescue rangers didn't waste any time. Chip gave Sewer Al the books, and then they raced back to headquarters. We'll need a plane, Chip said to Gadget. And we'll need to bring along emergency gear. I have a feeling Fat Cat isn't going to be too pleased to see us. Gadget collected some aluminum cans, old batteries, and other scraps from the garbage cans in the park. In no time at all, she had built a plane big enough for all the rescue rangers. Dale looked uncertain as he climbed into the rickety plane. Are you sure this thing will work? Of course it will, exclaimed Gadget. Well, it should work. Although, I did have a problem with the engine. Never mind, said Chip. We've got to hurry. Soon the rescue rangers were flying to Fat Cat's hideout in the Happy Tom Cat Food Factory. Gadget expertly landed the plane on the roof of the factory, and the rescue rangers hopped out. Let's go down to Fat Cat's office, said Chip, as he ran towards the stairs. And keep quiet. We don't want anybody to know we are here. When they got to Fat Cat's office, Monterey Jack put his ear up against the door and listened to the voices inside. They've got the eggs, all right, he whispered. After they hatch, Fat Cat wants to sell the baby bluebirds to pet stores. That creep, said Dale. Let me at him. Hang on, Dale, said Chip, holding Dale back. If we run in there now, they'll just catch us. We've got to get the eggs back without anyone seeing us. Suddenly, the office door opened. The rescue rangers pressed their backs against the wall as Fat Cat's gang came running out to do an errand for their boss. That was close, said Chip when the gang was out of sight. Now's our chance to sneak in. Fat Cat was sitting in the office alone, counting his money. The rescue rangers tiptoed in and hid under his desk. Chip spotted the bird's nest on a windowsill. He quickly climbed up the curtains until he reached the nests. Dale pulled the bottom of the curtains away from the wall to make a slide. Chip carefully slid the nests down to Monterey Jack and Gadget. Then he scampered back down the curtains, and they all began sneaking out of the room. Chip looked at Dale, who had a funny expression on his face. Chip suddenly realized that Dale was about to sneeze. "Oh no!" Chip whispered. "Don't do it, Dale." "Achoo!" sneezed Dale. The nest and eggs Dale had been holding went flying all over Fat Cat's office. Chip grabbed a nest and began catching eggs as they fell. Zipper flew around and grabbed the rest of the eggs. Fat Cat stood up at his desk. "What's going on?" he bellowed. "What are you doing with my eggs?" The rescue rangers didn't wait around to answer Fat Cat's questions. They ran as fast as they could to the roof. Fat Cat chased after the rescue rangers. Gadget reached the roof first and ran to the plane. She tried to turn the crank to start the plane, but it came off in her hand. Monterey Jack reached into the plane and grabbed the emergency parachutes Gadget had packed. He tossed one to each of the rescue rangers. They quickly put them on and ran to the edge of the roof. The rescue rangers parachuted off the roof, carrying the bird's nest in their hands. They looked up to see Fat Cat shaking an angry fist at them. "I'll get you for this, rescue rangers." "Fat Cat never forgets," he screamed. "Neither do rescue rangers," Dale screamed back. The rescue rangers landed and made their way back to the park.
Subscribe.